Hello everyone. I am back to do Trump's health, but I am going to do Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we're going from April 1st to April 3rd, which of course includes a full moon tomorrow. I hope you guys are sleeping okay. I know sometimes they can energize us. Okay, anyway, health only for Trump. Mr. Golden Toilet, he got a golden toilet installed. He didn't do it. They installed a golden toilet in Washington, D.C. I think that's just perfect. So's this. Okay, so the devil will have his due. Let's go this way. Okay, oops. So at the heart of the matter, it's his bad health that is, everybody's, it's just, everybody is talking about it. I don't know if they do as much on, well, actually they do. More with YouTube news channels, of course, and all the doctors who come on and give their expert advice or expert diagnosis. Everyone says frontal temporal dementia. Okay, so at the heart of the matter with the devil, he's just not able to get out from under this negative health cycle that he's in. Of course, it will take him to his death. He's trapped, right? He's just trapped. This is our card for somebody who should be taking time off because he's in old age. All right, Capricorn rules the older age. You might have, like, if you have any Capricorn people in your family, you might notice, if you've known them all their lives, that like when they're younger, even they're seem a little more grown up. Like a little more, like, how do you know that for being so young? Well, they're the ones with carrying a lot of light are old souls, but we could say he's an old soul, but a dark soul, old dark soul. So, but anyway, health-wise, arthritis, somebody who's just constantly numbing out. So chronic issues because of numbing out. Somebody who's really, really unhappy with life. And he's just trapped. He's trapped in that, cycle, his vicious circle of bad choices. And the public is seeing it. And I always gotten that he, one of his soul tasks were to be humiliated. And so the public is, everybody's making fun of him. Everybody's seeing what he's doing. He's telling on himself every day, too. So it's possible that because of, the devil taking over his body, he's possessed. With the Nine of Swords up here are all the hauntings. Like, Epstein lives in there, lives in his head. We could imagine Ivana's in there, But this is, when we get this card for health, it's and especially coming through reversed, this is somebody who's really, really tormented. It's usually like a severe form of depression, and I'm sure he's just numbing out from it. He's not feeling it and processing it through to heal it, because depression is a normal part of healing something, but he doesn't, and so that's why we have this reversed. So, insomnia, headaches, migraines, obsessive compulsive disorders, hot flashes, and maybe he will fall down some steps. That's further reiterated here with our Fall from Grace card, the Six of Wands reversed. Okay. It's also a card of just failure and loss. And he does have a lack of self-confidence going downstairs. Not so much up, but downstairs. He's tripped before. I have a funny picture in my phone that my granddaughters and I would laugh at it all the time, where he, caught an edge going upstairs. I mean, like, who hasn't done that? But when he does it, we all laugh, right? Because, And then knighting over here to the Star card reversed. This is his nervous system issues. This is problems with his ankles, right? And circulatory system. And he could be spazzing out a lot. Like maybe when he trips, it's because he spazzes out. Sometimes, at the worst, this card is a seizure. So that's interesting. So knighting out here to the, oh God, we should be so blessed to have him not be able to speak with the High Priestess reversed. That could be one issue. It could also be other health secrets getting out. But with primarily when I see the High Priestess reversed, because, ruled by the moon, we're talking the fluid balances in the body, right? And he could, because he just drinks so much Diet Coke and it has so much aspartame in it, and that really is a terrible thing on the brain, and it does lead to dehydration. So he could also be having vision problems. So, yeah, that's possible. And then over here, knighting to the devil, knighting to the, what do you call, Queen of Wands. I'm wondering if this has something to do with, what's her face? Well, he's already bumped Kristi Noem, so I'm thinking maybe Tulsi Gabbard? If I stick with just the health, male or female, because with the court cards, they don't have to be people. You can assign them to be one way or the other, especially when you're shuffling, and I didn't, and I do tend to read it as like the qualities of the person. Well, when she's upright, when the Queen of Wands is upright, it is a person with self-confidence. But when it comes to health, this is a card of rashes. Remember when he had the rash on his neck? Well, he still gets them, and because he's using makeup, he's covering up makeup. But this is another card that rules the eyes and the face. So probably not drinking enough water is why he's all swollen all the time. His eyes are really, he looks like hell. He just looks awful. Libby commented about that this morning and cracked me up. So, yeah, Libby over at Meister Tarot, Maightstir, but I'm sure you guys know her. That's probably how you found me. So, anywho, rashes, a rash could appear, and we're all making fun of him about that. And it's usually on the face with her, but, hands are involved as well. Of course, with him. And Gloria got, before my psychic medium friend Gloria, she got that he has rashes all over, and especially like behind his knees and his inside of his elbows, and stomach. She saw him on his stomach. So it's not just the hand and the face, not just the hand and the side of the neck. Anywho, so the four corners to me speak to fluid issues, falling down and hauntings and not being able to sleep, insomnia, and seizures and spasms possibly up here, At the very least, it's swollen ankles, and we've got that over here too with the fluid imbalances, and then rashes. Okay, so that's kind of framing in. Now, if I go over here just to finish the framing on the sides, this is interesting. So the Queen of Swords, when it comes to health, is chronic imbalances and brain problems and head trauma. Now, and lower back sometimes too. So it could be that he falls and it does cause a head problem. Please. So he's quiet. But then again, once he's out, if he doesn't make it to 2028, we get JD Vance. Unless something happens in the midterm, if we can take the House and the Senate, there's a possibility they could try if there are enough numbers by then, enough votes, there is a possibility they could try, impeachment, like whether it was Trump or J.D. Vance, right? But I think we would have to have the House and the Senate back to do that. I'm sure we're going to get the House back. And it's possible the Senate too. I just have to keep checking in. So, anywho, I'm hearing it's not for naught. Why are you telling me that? Oh, all this hell we're going through. The literal hell realm we're living in, and we've dragged in, all these other countries. And I feel like these other countries are kind of like tough love, where they're holding space for us to get our shit together. Well, but the problem is our election was stolen, and we haven't been able to prove it yet, or they haven't cared. So the Democrats better get their shit together. The hell realm we're going through is not for naught, because it's bringing in more and more. Yeah, that's right. I get this message all the time with the astrology when I do my members readings. The terrible situation that we're going through is getting more and more people to turn away from Trump and towards, other. Hopefully we'll have a Democrat that they'll vote for, right? So, anywho, just looking at his health. Okay, we've got going through a hell realm here, and problems with his brain and his just chronic imbalances, and maybe some head trauma. It's interesting, these two cards mirroring each other, the Two of Pentacles reversed and the Eight of Pentacles, because this is a diverticulitis. The Eight of Pentacles is one of my diverticulitis cards, and this one over here has to do with swollen joints and arthritis. The Two of Pentacles reversed, and again, unbalanced. So the fluid balances in his body are really causing problems. If I add all of these cards up here, and then let's take these two for a moment. The Two of Cups reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. He's paranoid. People are going to see the rash, and he's going to lose. I don't think he's got good medical help right now, no matter who it is. I think he's getting bad advice. I think they've kind of given up on him, except for when an emergency happens, then they jump in, because they do have drugs to like stop a person from going into a full-blown stroke, and it can kind of just turn into a little TIA, So there's that. The Eight of Wands reversed is another card for falling down. It's also another card for breathing problems and headaches. And it's knighting up to, so both of these cards have to do, the Six of Wands reversed and the Eight of Wands reversed have to do with falling down. The King of Swords up here is our Uranus in Libra card, and it has to do with kidneys and the nervous system, right? Blood sugar, maybe his blood sugar drops and that makes him fall. Oh my God. We've got up here with the Knight of Wands reversed, hidden addiction. So of course the doctors could give him the wrong, or they could give him a drug that goes against the self-medicating that he's doing, because he always has, you know. I remember getting years ago that like Don Jr. is somebody that could always hook him up really quickly. So, but anywho, with the Knight of Wands reverse, it's addictions, it's liver, and again, blood sugar imbalances. So these two cards together relate to that. He very well could have a fall in the next few days. I hope we get to see it. God. Trying to reel my horns back in here. But he's paranoid about it. He's on edge with the Nine of Wands reversed. He's not doing well, and he's alienating his health care people. So there's that. Yeah. And then with the Judgment card, again, this is, like going through a hell realm. His past decisions are not working well, and he is being judged. He's literally being judged because he thinks he's the star, and he goes out there and he's doing stupid things because he's, because of his dementia. It's interesting. This is one of the first, well, not the first, but a rare time that I don't have dementia cards, but I guess it's because we already know that. That is part and parcel here of the devil in the center. And the devil is our primo card for addictions, right? So there's that. Addictions and blind spots and just hooked up with darkness. So, okay, well, that's it. Have a wonderful rest of the week. Join me Thursday with Gloria. We'll be live at 12 noon Pacific. Okay, bye.